Hello, my name's Stephen Hosking. I'm part of the Microsoft Windows Commercial Enablement team. I'm a senior product manager and I talk a lot about Windows and Intune and everything associated. So today we're going to have a very lightning round conversation around Intune and using Wi-Fi profiles and deployment of. This isn't going to be a deep dive, but it's going to be a very much a, hey, you may want to look at this and why you need to look at this. So the important thing regarding Wi-Fi and zero trust is it's required or typically required when you're trying to connect to traditional on-prem resources. This is, think of it like your printers, your security networks and everything associated that are private. This is where you're keeping your crown jewels and making sure everything is secure. From there, we want to talk about, well, why? Why do we need to do the Intune profiles for Wi-Fi? And the simple answer is we want to ensure that you're getting a good, simplified, easy to use experience for your staff. This is where they don't get prompted to log on to their Wi-Fi connection or everything associated. So, well, the next question we talk around this is how? And more often than not, when I talk to customers around Wi-Fi and network configurations, they're like, just make it work for me, Steve. And it's like, no, I can't do that. You need to take the time to identify your environment. Understand, does your network solution, being your Radius server, support user-based or device-based authentication? Or does it support both? Which protocols are your security teams insisting that need to be used? EAP is the typical standard that you're going to hear in this regard because it is mutually certified validation of the certificates on either side of the communication. Whereas PEEP is much like an SSL website where you're sitting there and saying, hey, look, I'm expecting a certificate to be there. It's there. Cool. Here's my credentials and we're going to authenticate. These are the simple processes or protocols associated with that. On top of that, you can then have some compliance-based authorization rules. This is where you have the ability to use things like conditional access and Intune device compliance to ensure that your device is secure and safe to connect to your corporate environment. It's that trust component around the zero trust connection. The most important thing that I personally recommend and what we see causing a lot of problems with other customers is they're not using the native connectors. They're going off and using third-party appliances and connectors that are sitting there and doing additional posture checking for each of the different connections. This results in inconsistent experience and bad experiences for your end users. So ideally, the goal should be to use the native operating system-based controls where possible. This is about simplification of your environment. So the important question here is, who do I talk to make this work for my environment? And most importantly, it's your networking team. These are the people that are in control of how you connect to your network. They know the configuration and everything that is required for you to be able to connect to the network. If they don't judge them, take the time and work with them to understand, well, what do we have today? Will this work? And take them on the journey with you because they are your new best friends to make sure that you have access to corporate resources. Zero trust at a high level is all about having that mentality of never trusting, but always verifying. So every time you connect to your corporate network, there should be a level of verification associated with that process, whether that's your device is up to date, it has security controls enabled, or it's just in a scenario that is trusted and you've provided the correct authentication. Thank you.